Hey, what's going on, ladies and gents? It's Justin Brittany here. I wanted to share some information today. Basically, what's going on right now is, yeah, we got the coronavirus happening. It's definitely a pandemic, but the way that I look at it is there's actually three pandemics that are going on in the world right now, which is one, the coronavirus. Two is people's mindsets. Three is basically the finances. And these are three things that we need to try to do the best we can with. Amid any pandemic crisis, things like this could either make us wiser or they can make us weaker depending on how we choose to work through this. So I always say focus on the things that you can control and don't let the stuff that you can't start to crack way up here. So obviously the things that we can control would be making sure that we wash our hands, social distancing, right? Now, when it comes to the other pandemic that's going on, which is the mindsets, make sure not to let this panic and fear and anxiety overwhelm you because it's going to ruin your day-to-day mental health. And the last one here, which is a very big pandemic, is finances, right? When it comes to people's money. So I'm going to show you how to help with the financial side of things, or just to give you some more ideas, because they say that when people make the worst decisions is either when they're drunk or when they are in a state of fear and panic. So just try to relax, and I'm going to share some information to simplify things that can maybe help you take some steps to better your finances in this time. So I'm going to go through something very simple for you. And this is just what I call the cash flow statement. So, income. This is what we all go to work to get. This is what we generally trade our time for money, right? So, that's how we get paid, is based off of what we do. So, I represent a person's income like a pie. I say, okay, this is what you get depending on whatever it is that you do. Now, if you want to have more income, which you definitely can. I say you got a few different choices. You could expand upon your skills. You can see if you can get a raise. You can work longer hours, maybe get a different job, maybe start working evenings and weekends. There's a lot of ways out there to get yourself more income. What I always say is get creative, start thinking, right? Try to be calm. Don't start to panic. Now, the next thing there is something that's called expenses. Your expenses, these are your bills. This is what we spend money on. This is cash that goes out. So this is cash that comes in. So this is addition. This is income is addition. Expenses is subtraction. Money comes in, money goes out. So generally, after a person gets their pie, then they have their expenses, their bills. The bills generally eat up most of a person's pie, and then they're left with what I call is the cash flow. So your cash flow, that's what you have left over at the end of all your bills. So a person, if they want to have more cash flow, basically has two options or a combination of it, which is to can you make more money? Okay. Can you spend less? Like, are you overspending in areas? Do you got the biggest cable package right now, the largest cell phone bill package, all these different areas that a person basically needs to have a look through their budget. And this is a tougher one. We need to have a look through our budget and decide, okay, is this something that I want or is this something that I need? You know, when we break down the actual human needs, it's very simple. The human needs is for food and shelter, maybe a few other basic things. But every single time you're about to part with your hard earned money, you have a look at something, you're like, is this something I want or is this something I need at the very present moment? Um, Feel free to give me a call, text, email, or even comment in the video, and I'd be more than happy to supply you with a budget worksheet. The budget worksheet is where you can actually have a look at all your expenses. So it's going to help you have a look and track this because you have to be able to treat yourself with the same respect that any business, a good functioning business, treats itself. A good functioning business knows its cash flow. It knows how much it's going to make and it knows how much it's going to spend. And it has a look, especially at times right now, it has a look to see, okay, well, where can we cut some costs, right? They don't start to panic and freak out. Well, at least a good business shouldn't. A good business should have a look and say, okay, where can we trim some fat, right? So Essentially, this is what you want to be doing for your own financial situation. If you do this, it's going to lessen the amount of stress and you're going to have more cash flow. They say that poor spending habits is what actually keeps people poor. It's not how much you make in this world, it's how you handle the money after you receive it that makes the biggest difference. I say some of the problems that we have in this society nowadays is people that are trying to live six-figure lifestyles off of five-figure incomes. Before Visa and MasterCard came along, you could only spend physically what you made. But now they'll let you go way past zero. So people are spending more than they're actually making. And because they're doing that, they're financing their future with money they don't have. And most of the time, it's because we're spending money to impress people that we don't even know, like, or care about, right? And it's costing us to pay interest to do that. So with your leftover cash flow, the leftover money that you have at the end of the month, which is your cash flow. Your cash flow, I say envision it like a shovel. Okay? Now your shovel could be used for one of two things. It could be used to dig you a deeper hole, and that's when you go out and you buy things that don't matter to you and you just waste it. You get rid of it. You act like you're allergic to money. Oh shoot, I got extra money. I gotta get rid of it. Some people will use retail therapy, right? It will momentarily make themselves feel good, but in the long run, it's going to create a bigger problem. So this cash flow, it's a shovel that can either dig yourself a deeper hole and keep on digging deeper and deeper, right? And a problem will never ever fix itself. Let's be honest. Or you could use your leftover cash flow to put yourself in a better spot financially. So to pay off the high credit card interest rates debt, maybe to put it away for an emergency fund. A lot of people, when I'm speaking finance and I'm talking about emergency fund, they just breezed over it. But now if you have a look at the situation where people are and you're having to look at, hey, do I have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in the bank? Now it's a very real and serious thing. Because if you don't have yourself an emergency fund set up, the only way to actually go out there and get access to money is to borrow it and to pay high interest, which then it's going to dig you a deeper hole. So again, finances don't fix themselves. All I want to do here with this is to try to help you, give you a better understanding of how to take initiative, to take things in your own hands and to make your own financial situation better. So again, please give me a call, text, email, message in the video below, and I will help you get a budget worksheet which can help you track your expenses at no charge. Okay. And the other thing, when it comes to income, please just learn how to be creative. Try to think, what can I do? The last thing you want to be doing in this society right now is freaking out. Your mindset is so important, right? So anytime something happens, it's not happening to us, it's happening for us. And it's happening for us to wisen us up. It's to make us wiser, not weaker. But how you handle it, that's in your hands.